Upon entering and exiting the Teva, Noach waited for God's directive. Bo atav itcha el teva. Bring you and your family into the ark, and conversely, tsemin teva. Now it's time to leave. And the question is why? Could Noach figure it out on his own? The waters are rising. Okay, it's time to enter the ark. Now he saw that the Yonah, the dove, had the Alezayas taraf bafia, had the olive branch in its mouth. He knew the land was dry. It's time to leave. Why wait for God? The Yalkut Yehuda suggests as follows. The reason why Noach waited for God's command to leave the ark is based on the idea that it is very difficult to be poresh min hatzibur, to separate oneself from the community when they're struggling. And we see politicians oftentimes when there's a hurricane, all of a sudden they're on vacation in the Bahamas and everyone else is struggling in their state. And the mayor, the governor is nowhere to be found. When your people are in pain, it's incumbent upon you to be with them, not to run away from them, not to say, "Oh, I'm safe, I'm good. You guys figure it out on your own." That's idea number one, and that is why Noach waited until God's command. Noach was not comfortable leaving them even for a moment. And conversely, at the end, Noach wasn't prepared to leave until he was commanded to do so. And the reason for that is for perhaps a more difficult, emotionally challenged reason, and that is Noach knew that when he would emerge from the ark, life would be completely different. He would have to figure out how to pick up the pieces. The trauma of walking out of that bubble and seeing destruction all around, knowing that life will never be as it was, is perhaps some of the most difficult ideas and feelings to comprehend. And that is why Noach waited, because he wanted to stay as long as he could until Hashem said, it's time. And I think these are the two feelings that I have been reflecting upon over the last week, and I'm sure the weeks ahead. Bo atav itcha el teva. Come into the teva. Noach waited because his people were in pain. He didn't want to separate from them. So difficult for us in chutz la'aretz to have that feeling of bo itcha. We don't want to enter into our safe haven. We want to be with our brothers and sisters. We don't feel fine that we're here and our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael are struggling. Right? Joe Biden, President Biden can go, and Katie Hochul can go to Israel, and we can't be there to support our brothers and sisters. I hope that Nava and I will get there in the next couple of weeks to give chizuk to our family, to our friends, to Achenu B'nai Yisrael. But it's such a challenging thing for us to continue to remain in solidarity and strengthen ourselves, knowing that our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael are struggling and suffering and need chizuk. And conversely, the other thing that I've been thinking about is the idea of tsemin teva, that when this is all over and Mirat Hashem, it should be quick, speedy, and successful, which is picking up the pieces, the trauma that so many families will have had to endure, to now pick up the pieces and be prepared to move forward once everything is all said and done, is immeasurable. It's catastrophic. I know it's a very dark thing to say, but it's much more difficult for the living to move forward than those who are not in the land of the living, because the ones who are no longer living don't have the feelings, don't have the experiences, don't have to go through the emotions, but the ones who are living have all that trauma that they have to deal with for the rest of their lives. And just to consider how challenging it's going to be to pick up those pieces and say min teva when it's so easy to stay in a bubble and just pretend that nothing ever happened, to now have to be commanded to leave, that it's time to move forward, is going to be one of the most challenging things for Achenu B'nai Yisrael as well. So these are the two different thoughts and feelings that are going through my mind, among others, but those are the two more prominent feelings. And I hope, most importantly, that this war ends as quickly as it starts, with a successful mission, and the terrorism will be extinguished, and Achenu B'nai Yisrael will be able to move forward, min teva, healthy, happy, and successful. Have a wonderful Shabbos.